Maybe you go feel the show. Oh na na na.
Hello guys, my name is Imo Meshakop, but people call me Celebrity Boy. I'm your host for today and welcome to CRT-AFRICA, your go-to space for everything happening on campus and beyond. This week, we are discussing a topic that every student has an opinion on. Can a practical skill replace a university degree in today's world? But before we dig into that, I have an amazing guest. But first, let's jump into today's headlines. Firstly, the Vice-Chancellor of Osun State University spoke out following the military invasion of the school, where Nigeria soldiers broke into premises, assaulted students and destroyed property. Also, the Court of Appeal in Ibadan overturned a previous judgment that allowed Muslim students of the International School, University of Ibadan, to wear their hijab as part of the school's uniform. And also, the Minister of Youth Development, Ayodele Olawande, has confirmed that a new Adire uniform will be introduced to the NYSC scheme. Come fast, are you guys ready? And lastly, a mother has gone viral after bringing a live goat to celebrate her son's sign-out ceremony. People are asking, which goat? Shina Messi or Ronaldo? But thankfully, I have my guest here to help me to decide. Please introduce yourself.
Before I introduce myself, Ororo for me or Ronaldo for me. My name is Adetunji Fatima Tualade, but you can call me Tima or Chef Tima. And I'm really excited to be here. Thank
Good
you.
to see you.
Thank you.
Okay, so what makes you a Ronaldo fan?
I don't know. I just like Ronaldo, and I don't really fancy Barca fans. Like, you guys are too. They do so much, I beg.
Anyways, I think you don't really know football, but let me not dig into that. Let's just jump into today's topic. So what do you think of what happened in Osun State?
I think it's very sad that a place that, students find as like, that should be a safe ground for them is not seeming like a safe ground for them. Do you get what I mean? Soldiers having to come in and, do all of that. Like, it's very scary. And I can't imagine what their parents are feeling, right? They must be very scared. Like, a place that is supposed to be safe for their children, right, is not so safe anymore, it's just sad, honestly. Yeah.
It is very sad because the people that are supposed to protect them, the people we have in the force, they are not the one invading the school and then destroying properties.
Yeah.
It is absolutely sad. I don't even know what the school are supposed to do about things like this. Because usually these are people that are supposed to protect the school.
Yeah.
And they make sure everyone is being taken care of. But unfortunately, they are now doing the worst.
Yeah.
It's just sad. But anyways, our second topic is even worst because I don't even know why in the first place they will allow students to decide on what to wear. If you're a Muslim, it's fine to be a Muslim, but why do they have to include to your uniform?
I would speak from like a Muslim perspective or being a Muslim. I think that if wearing the hijab in schools is not going to affect the studies of other pupils or affect any of like anything that they have to do in school, it's not going to tamper with their schooling system or like reading their books or whatever. I don't see it as a problem. It's a piece of clothing, and it's also a piece of clothing that is important to them as Muslims. Like, gives them that identity that okay, yes, they're able to practice their religion irrespective of where they are, right? And I don't see it as a problem as long as it's not harming anybody. Like, it's literally not causing any harm to anybody, right? And it's not stopping them from, their primary reason for being in school, which is learning, right? So I don't think it should be an issue. I don't think it's something that should cause so much of a big debate that'll be like, oh no, students can't do that or whatever. Do you get what I mean? That's what I think about it.
I get what you mean, but at the same time, why is it most for you to wear? You can wear your job at home now. Like, there are other people that believe in different religion. We can't now say that because they believe in that religion, they should practice the religion every year. They should just show it off and start wearing a hijab. You can wear your hijab when you're at home. Why do they have to include it to your uniform?
You raised a very important fact, and I would like to counter that by saying that I schooled in a federal, or let me say a mixed school in secondary school. And if you notice, there's also a pattern for like most schools that are supposed to be like mixed schools where both Christians and Muslims go to. Like, they're not termed Christian schools, right? But if you notice on the assembly ground, they sing, praise and worship songs, they pray in Jesus's name, right? And this is supposed to be a mixed school. You're supposed to be combining people from different culture and different religions. So if that is not taken into accordance, right? If you're not considering people of other religions, do you understand, and making them, participate in that, then I don't think it should be an issue for just Muslims saying, oh, I want to wear the hijab to school because like I want to get used to wearing it every time and every day. Do you get what I mean?
I get what you mean. So you talked about allowing other people to like participate in their religion.
Yeah.
Like not using your own to like disturb them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know that if you are traveling sometimes, especially on Fridays, Muslims usually pray on the road. You can't drive out, you can't pass. Like they do it to that extent. They believe in that religion to that extent. So if you are saying on the assembly ground that people are praying in Jesus' name, that they shouldn't do that because not everybody is a Muslim. How about Muslims that are praying on the road where people are usually supposed
But here, the topic that we're talking about is in accordance to the schooling system.
Okay.
So you've moved from that and you're talking about, so I'm not saying that your grievances are not accurate or they're not valid, right? But we're talking about the schooling system here, right? So for the purpose of this conversation, let's stay within the schooling system. Based off of what I said, what do you think about that? If Muslims are supposed to attend assemblies where they are supposed to close their eyes and pray in Jesus' name or sing praise and worship, then why shouldn't they also be allowed? Like that seems like you are imposing something on them, right? And so when they want to, include their own religious practices to their everyday lifestyle, including their schooling, why does it then become a problem? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Depend on who owns the school now. Depend on.
That's what I'm saying. That if it's a mixed school. If it's a government school, not all schools. There are some schools that are like Methodist Girls or Our Ladies of Apostles or like specific like religious schools. If I as a Muslim take my child to like Our Ladies of Apostles or a Methodist Girls or a Christian school, for example, and they make them like stand up and pray in Jesus' name already, I don't have a say in that because I knew before I took my child to a quote unquote Catholic or a Christian school. Do you understand? Or if a Christian takes their child to a Muslim school and they happen to be like reciting the Quran on assembly ground or having to forcefully do Islamic religious studies, I don't think there will be like a fight in that because that is strictly a Christian or a Muslim school. Do you understand what I'm saying? But if you're going to a school that is supposed to be putting like different, that's why in schools, like there's the option of studying either Yoruba or Igbo or Hausa, right? You have the option to pick because we're trying to include different cultures and also different religious practices. Do you get what I mean? So if students are able to choose between studying CRK or IRK, then I think they should also be able to choose if they want to participate in praising God in the Christian way or just doing things in the Muslim way, don't you think?
I get your plight. So I have a question for you. Where do you think school should draw the line between religious freedom and school policy? But first, let's hear what other students have to say about this topic.
Oh, hi, my name is Idwa, a mass communication student of the University of Lagos. Alright, hi, so nice to have you here today. Alright, so the Court of Appeal System in Ibadan has overturned the previous judgment that allowed Muslim students of the International School, University of Ibadan, to wear the hijab as part of the school uniform. Now, my question is, should private schools be forced to change their policy to enroll Muslim students and vice versa? Actually, in my opinion, I think no. In my opinion, I think no, because every school has the choice to change their policy and their uniforms. And as a student and parent, you have a choice to take your students, your children to any school which you think is the best for them. For example, you're a Muslim student, you're a Muslim family, and you want your child to go to a Muslim school. You can actually take them to the Christians, which you know that okay, this school is really based on Christianity. For example, in this school, Mountain Top, because in this school, if you're a Muslim, I don't think you can actually pray in Muslim way. You're not allowed to wear hijab. You're not allowed to like practice your religion. So as a parent, you have the choice to take your children to any school which you think is fit for your children.
So we'll hear what other students have to say. Where should school draw the line between, school policy, religious freedom?
Just to plainly answer the question, I think that if the religious freedom is not affecting, the primary focus of the students, which is learning, getting education, I don't think it should be a problem. right? If it's not disturbing other students of other like religious practices, right? If a Muslim practicing their religious freedom or a Christian, observing their religious freedom, if it is not affecting either parties, then I don't think it's the problem. It only becomes a problem if other students start to feel uncomfortable or if other students start to feel uncomfortable by their actions, that's when you draw the line. That's when it becomes a problem. But if nobody's getting distracted or it's not harming anybody in any way, then I think it's fine.
But I feel like it's going to disturb their education, because what I notice about Muslims, they usually don't miss prayers. What if they have lectures and then they have to go to the mosque and pray?
In like a secondary school is what you're talking
No, I'm
about?
talking about universities.
Universities?
Yeah.
So for universities, I think there's always like a set timetable. Like I said, if it is not a Muslim university, for example, I don't think that what's it called? I don't think that they would tailor the timetable to suit like the Muslims, because that goes against what I just said, because you are sort of like discomforting one. It's not equal. Do you get? You are discomforting one religious person because you want to satisfy another person. Do you understand what I mean? So does that mean that every time a Muslim has to pray, then the Christians, they have to wait and then for them to come back? And do you understand what I mean? But as long as it's not for, like, for example, where I went to school in University of Lagos, most Fridays we don't have classes during the window period of like Jumat service, right? That's just one time in the entire week, and it's a Friday. Friday most people expect to close earlier and all of those. So, and we know that almost everybody in school, right, goes to the mosque at that period of time. Even lecturers too, do you get that? And Muslims would have to go to the mosque at that particular time. So that is like something that, okay, we know that we're not favoring one person over another. Do you get what I'm saying? Because it's a Friday and it's like a half day working day. Do you get what I mean? So like I said, as long as it's not affecting either party, then I think it's fine.
Anyway, let's just move on to our other topic. What do you think, like, about this whole changing of uniform from NYC normal uniform to Adire? Is it not weird? Like, why did they have to change it? What's wrong with the NYC uniform?
I think that it's very hilarious, honestly, because even the NYC go as its own. I have my takes on like NYC. I don't want to say I don't really see the points, but I'm not really sure what it does to to us as a nation, as a people, whatever. And they're now saying that, they want to change their uniform to Adire. Like, is it cultural dance festival or what?
You say you don't see the point. Why do you think they put it out there? It was meant for a reason. Now you are saying you don't see the point. That means if you have the power to remove it from the system, you will remove it.
Yes, if I had the power to remove it.
So why?
I will remove it, or it would be less, should I say, less stressful and more profitable. Because have you gone for your NYC?
No, I have someone that have.
Oh, I haven't either, but I have people that have gone for NYC, and they have more complaints and they have good things to say about it. The only good things they have to say about their experiences, maybe in camp, the people that they get to meet along the way, right? But like, in talking about like the experience of them being in camp, there's a lot of things, like having to travel to like a different states. Some people get posted to states that are really far, and how the insecurity is in Nigeria. And also like the states of these camps places, you get, not all of them have like thorough good hygienic facilities. Do you understand what I'm saying? And it just exposes our youth to like certain what do I call it?
Dangers.
Yes. And then you have to go to camp for. I even heard that they want to increase the amount of months that students are going to camp for. But that's by the way. You go to camp for 3 weeks. What exactly are you doing? You're doing match class. You're doing this. You're doing cultural this. Although I know that there's some educational stuff that they also participate in, but you find out that most people that go for camp, they get bored or they don't really. I don't know if you get what I mean. They don't really gain that thing that, quote unquote, the government expects them to get from it. Do you understand? And there's the whole stress of what's it called? Other. I don't really know, because like I said, I've not gone for my NYC.
I feel like where you are missing it is you're supposed to go to camp to learn about other religion, like meet, I said the religion, sorry, other culture, meet other people, understand how the environment is. It's a form of like traveling, getting to know new places. You don't have to just go there and focus on the march past and all. And again, you said it is stressful. Stress sometimes brings out the best in you. So certain things in this world that are beneficial, you need to go through stress. So you can't just say because it's stressful, they have to just cut it off. It is for a purpose. It has been going on for years. And I know people that have good things to say. It's not everybody that has bad things to say about it. So people enjoyed it and some people like it. So I think there's no need to change the uniform, because I remember back then when my brother went for NYC, my mom used to wear the shirt, like she loved that shirt. Now changing it to Adire, how is she going to be wearing Adire around? Like I remember how she used to be excited to tell people that my son is in carpool, but now she's not going to be wearing Adire. There's no need to change it, because the formal uniform, like the one they are trying to change it to, doesn't make sense as much as the main NYSC uniform. Like you said, you've not gone for your NYSC. Why have you not gone? Is it the money? Is it the time, or the insecurity?
Actually, none of the above. As at the time that I was supposed to go for NYC, my school didn't release my name to NYC, so I had to stay back and try to sort out the issues. And at that point, non-academics were on strike, so it just delayed, and I just sort of moved on with life. Honestly, that's what happened.
I feel for you, Sha, but let's go into our.
When you go for NYC, please, you need to give me the gist. You need to give me the gist when you come back.
Anything, but
no wahala.
Let's go into our sweet news, our sweet headline, because the mother brought live goats, brought Cristiano Ronaldo, like according to what he said, to our son's sign-out ceremony. Like, what do you think? I don't really see any reason why you would bring a live goat to your son's sign-out ceremony, because you still have a lot of things to do in life. It's not as if he has gotten a job. He still has to go to school, go to NYC, and then I feel like the mother was too excited. I'm bringing Cristiano Ronaldo to a sign-out ceremony. It doesn't make any sense.
Like you said, it's probably out of like overexcitement, because okay, now that you brought the goats there, what next? Are they going to cook us some or what? Chicken?
I don't even know. Like,
so like, what's the next step? I think it's more of like an excitement, like she was too excited, and maybe it was a way to celebrate the song. But honestly, I feel like nowadays you can't tell people how to show their excitement or how to show express themselves basically. But if I was that boy's classmate there, I go to wine now. Like you and mama bring good for your sign out.
The good thing is that's publicity for him. Can now channel that attention towards something.
True.
But there's no bad publicity. But at the same time, I go want you tire.
Normal level.
Bring a whole Cristiano Ronaldo to come out for what? But you are not even. It's not as if you are done with everything. You still have a lot to do. Like,
the results never even come out.
I swear, if you can't get you now, you can't go back. Never can tell. But mothers are always usually overexcited. I feel like that's the whole reason why she will bring goats. Imagine. So when you did your own sign out, did your mother bring Messi? What did she bring?
My mother, I didn't bring anything, just day out, like, but obviously, say how sign out is for like students. People will celebrate. We just had a little fun in my department. Just had a little fun. And after some few days, we went out. But my mother, no, I won't be say when you shall pass all your exams, may you finish. Honestly, fine, yeah.
I will feel bad for that guy if he gets you later, because imagine. But I don't really fancy sign out and all this stuff like that, because I don't really see the point, because you still have a lot to do in life. It's not as if you already have a job, you are progressing.
But I feel like it's a celebration of crossing a, what do I call it, of achieving something. You don't know how many jam the guy don't write before he enters school, that sort of thing. So I think it's just a way of celebrating that thank God this one is my last exam for this school. This particular phase of my life is over, on to the next. So it's just a celebration, just how we celebrate our birthdays every year, or if somebody give birth to celebrate. I don't think it's just a celebration of a year.
Okay, that's it for the headline. We've come all the way from the crisis in Osun State to the job situation in Ibadan and to changing NYC uniform to Adire. Now to the situation of the mother who brought gold to celebrate her son's sign out. And if you would like to be on the show, please send us a DM on all our social media platforms. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Maybe you go feel the show. Oh, na, na, na.
Now we are back to the main topic of the day. Practical skill or university degree. For me, I feel like a skill worries beats a university degree because there are so many billionaires, millionaires out there that don't even go to school, but yet they are doing well in life. But I don't want to just conclude on my own opinion, so I want to hear what my guests have to say. What do you think about the topic?
I feel like this topic is very personal to me because I have a degree, but I also went further and I got a skill that is not relevant to the degree that I studied in university. And now that's what I use to work, right? So I feel like I don't want to do like an either or, but I feel like a skill, like what you said, there are a lot of people that they don't get like a degree, they don't go to school to get a degree, but like their skill is what is giving them, livelihood now, like giving them income and money and whatever. So I feel like, like in this part of the world, people always say that, you have to go to school, you have to get a degree, you have to get your BSc, you have to get this paper, this and this and this and this and this. But you don't necessarily need that for you to earn a living or for you to make something out of yourself, basically. Do you understand what I mean? Because I went to school, but I'm not using what I like read in school to work now. I'm using like the extra skill that I got, even though I did get a degree for that, but not everybody gets a degree for that skill. Do you understand what I mean? And they're actually doing so well right now. So I don't think a degree is important, but you just have to pick and choose which one works better for you. If a degree is not your thing, you don't have to force yourself because it's the norms, because you feel like, oh, that's what you have to do, that's the standard you have to follow. If your skill is what's going to get you to where you want to be, then why not?
I understand your point. So personally, I feel like even the whole Nigeria school system, not even Nigeria, I said the school system itself. Imagine you are studying business admin. Your lecturer is not a businessman. He doesn't have a business. How are you going to teach something that you don't even know? Imagine, like, so I just feel like it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. You are spending all those years. Mm-hmm. If you can get a skill, some skills don't even need years. You just have to like go into it for a couple years, probably 1-2 years, and then you are good at it. Yeah. You can be. Some girls now, we have nail technicians, we have hairdressers, and they are doing well.
Yes.
Meanwhile, some people will go to school, spend 4 years, and you start looking for a job. And the job will not even pay you according to your degrees. Why waste all those time on just a certificate when you can get a skill that you can use anywhere? And one thing about skills is that you don't need any other materials to just do it. The thing is inside you already. You can always perform it anywhere, anytime, any day. Do you think people should focus more on getting a skill or they should just go for the degree?
I think, like I said before, I think that people need to sit down and understand what works for them, because most times when people come out of like secondary school, the only thing actually they think about is, oh, I want to go to so university, I want to get this degree, that degree. Do you understand? But what if that degree is not exactly what you want, or that's not what your should I say calling is? But people don't realize that until they spend like 4 years, 5 years, 6 years in a university or a tertiary institution studying something that at the end of the day they're not going to end up like you said, what's the point? Especially in a space where the educational system is not something that is so concrete that you know that, oh, I'm getting the most out of its triggers. Unless like some people that, after they get that degree, they further the education by maybe going abroad, or if even find out that people that even get certain degrees in Nigeria further their education by getting more skills that are relating to those degrees, skills that should have been taught while they were getting their degrees. Do you understand? And it's just so sad, the kind of system that we are running by. And yeah, like I said, just pick and choose what actually really works for you and go for it.
And I feel like parents play an important role, especially in topics like this, because most parents usually force their children. Most parents, they will force their children to go to school instead of them to allow the children to chase their dreams, thereby maybe going for their skill or pursuing their talents. Do you think parents should allow their children to pick what they really want to do, or is okay? Well, it's okay, like, or parents are just doing well by forcing them to go to school?
I think that parents should allow their children to choose what they want to do, because at the end of the day, it's their future, right? The parent has lived their life. they've gone down their own path and they're in their own adulthood phase, right? I think it's unfair to choose what your child is going to become, because at the end of the day, if you say, no, I want my child to be a doctor, I want my child to be an engineer, you don't know the capacity of that child, right? If you force your child to go down that path and then the child starts to struggle, right? You now be like, why are you struggling? Your mates are doing this. And you know, Nigerian parents, they like to compare.
Yes.
But is it not so-so-so's child that is studying this one, is doing this one? But like, it's not the same person. Like in the beginning, you didn't let your child choose what they really wanted. Do you understand? What if the person wanted to study arts or wanted to be a painter or something, but you say, no, you must become a lawyer, or the person wants to go into like mass communication or be a voiceover artist or whatever, but you say, no, you must be a this, you must be a that. Do you understand? So I think that parents should actually listen to their children and, you know, give them that room to like choose what they want to do with their futures.
Do you think there should be maybe an organization that will empower them to make the right decision with their future? Maybe help them thereby, like an organization, like I said, or maybe they can practice and see what they are really good at, what they really want to do with their future. From there, they can now decide if they will go to school or if they will just get a skill.
Okay. I like that question that you asked, and I think that's where counseling and empowerment comes in. I remember when I was in secondary school, when I was in SS3, there's something they call career day. But there's something that I noticed about that career day. I don't know if that's the same way they still do it up until now. You find people like doctors, engineers, like those common occupations are the ones that you find coming into like career day to like advise students on prospective occupations or prospective paths that they could go. But you don't find like artists or like maybe chefs or like, do you understand what I'm saying? So the schooling system that you are leaving to go into another system is supposed to guide you, counsel you, or even like an organization, maybe after school, secondary school, instead of directly jumping into it, they can do like a 6 months, maybe like go to a a school where they learn crafts or whatever. Do you understand? And they, okay, this is what I have interest in. This is what I might have interest in, before actually like pursuing that career path. Do you get? I think it can help students, especially at that young age, you know, when they're having growing minds and trying to decide, okay, this is what I want to do with my future, because truly they are young. Some children might make bad decisions. Do you understand? But it's not up to the parents to choose, but it's up to the parents to guide them through the path that they've chosen. Do you understand? So yeah, I think that's
I
how
understand
it should
what
be.
you're saying. I feel like parents and then the whole environment, so they should encourage people who actually want to do something beside education. Because
Yes.
as it is now, if you are a young boy or a young girl and you decide that you don't want to go to school, you want to chase a particular skill, people will look at you like you are not serious with your life. Like the environment will judge you, and that is sad, because most people can actually chase what they want to do and then they will make it from that particular skill. But now you not allow them, because environments, they will judge you. They will judge you so badly that you are not serious with your life, this, that, and it's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be so.
Yeah.
Also, what skill do you think one should learn in this 2026 to be profitable?
So I think that in this 2026, there's so many skills that you can learn. And also, I don't think people should judge anybody. For example, if nobody learned the skill of like hairdressing, who's going to be making our hairs, right? If nobody learns the skill of barbing or cooking, who's going to be cooking our food for us? Who's going to be barbing our hairs? So that judgment and judging people for the kind of skills that they learn, I don't think it makes any sense, to be honest, because if you are judging people for going into particular skills, then if nobody goes into that skill, who's going to provide those services for us, right? And in this 2026, there's so many skills that people are learning, even down to like content creation, like shooting videos, even just with your phones and editing. I think that's also a great skill that someone can learn. Like you don't need so much things to get before you go into such a career path or a skill path. Maybe later when you now start getting small money from it, then okay, you can now buy gadgets like your phone or whatever. Even cooking too, you can learn from somebody, maybe like start interning from somebody. It's also a good skill that in the long run would actually, give you great earnings as well. So yeah.
So we've had your 2 cents. Let's hear what other students have to say.
If you had to choose only one, would you pick a degree or practical skills? And why?
I'll choose practical skills.
Why?
Degree.
And why?
I don't know. Just degree.
The reason why I say that is because we are in this economy where a degree is probably going to give you 9 to 5 that doesn't pay you much. But practical skills can always be, you can always make it much better and make even more out of it. Sure you get. Whenever a person is a professional at what he learns with his hands, money eventually finds him. Sure you feel me? So I believe a person should get better at his own skills other than chasing some degree and some annual lecturers.
What's the most valuable skill you've taught yourself?
Sewing.
Photography and photo editing.
Have you ever lost an opportunity because you lacked a skill?
I don't know whether I should call this a skill, but I'm a model. And there was a time I was called for a booking. But when it got to the point where, they had evaluated every other thing and it felt good, then they told me to take off my shirt because they needed to see my physique. But at that point in time, my physique was not it. It was the me of now. It would have been a different case. So I don't know whether I should call physique building a skill. Is it a skill?
So we've heard what they have to say. Now we're playing a game called Rapid Fire. This or that, that's the option you are picking from. So first is degree or skill?
Skill.
So why?
Like I said, I have a degree and I also, went for that and got a skill, and that's what I'm using today. So, skill for me.
All right. You are entitled to your decision. GPA or portfolio?
For me, portfolio.
Why?
Because if you have a very high GPA and you have nothing to show for it, then what's the point? So
some people will pick GPA. I know some of my classmates then they would die for that.
As long as you have something to back it up, then it's fine.
Okay. Internship or straight A's?
Internship.
Why?
Because if you have straight A's and you don't have experience, then what's the point?
The A's already showed that you know what you're doing.
Yeah, but you know that theoretical knowledge is very different from practical knowledge. So if you have theoretical knowledge and you've not gone out to the field for like practical knowledge, then what's the point of the straight A's that you have?
But some organizations just need that theoretical knowledge. You don't need the practical knowledge.
Yes, but by the time they employ you and they put you on the field for you to practice to defend your straight A's and you fall short, that's when it becomes a problem. There. Yeah.
Classroom or YouTube? Would you like to learn from classroom or YouTube?
Can I say both?
No, you have to pick one.
Okay, if I was to pick one, I would say YouTube.
YouTube?
Yes.
YouTube. Are you sure what you are saying?
Yes. For someone that went to a federal university, there are so many times where you go to the classroom and you don't exactly gain anything from like going to the classroom. Because number one, especially when we're like in 100 level now, there's so many people coming to class. The lecturer is just going to be teaching and it feels like he's a newscaster. He's just going around. You find out that at the end of the class, you don't understand. You've not picked up anything. You have to go back. You have to go back to like your hostel or your dorm room or the library to actually sit down with what they've taught you in class. Do you understand? So half of the time, you don't really gain a lot of things from classroom. So I don't think...
Well, that's not the lecturer's problem now. You're the one who's deciding not to...
Sometimes it's the lecturer... No, sometimes it's the lecturer's problem. Sometimes.
Anyways, you are entitled to whatever decision you choose.
Yeah.
So my other question is certificate or experience?
Experience.
Why?
Experience. Because what is certificate without experience? Because even like, that's why if you notice, even in schools, like you go for like your internship while you are in school, and most times when you want to apply for certain jobs, they will tell you must have 1 year experience, 2 years experience. They're not looking to collect someone that you just came out fresh out of uni, you don't know what is happening outside and you think you want to take on a big role, or even if it's a small role, like you have to build up from somewhere and gather those experiences to help you out, like out there, because the real world is so much different from like what you learn in schools. Do you understand? So yeah, experience for me.
Anyways, it's always your decision. So
do you think experience or
certificate?
Yeah.
Certificate is experience itself now. You are going to school, and there are different experiences you go through in that school. Because schools are not easy. So let's say if you are going in my school, the hospitality management, they usually do practicals. That's experience. That's also...
Do they go out on the field? Like,
yes, and they practice it. They usually cook different dishes, different meals. So it all depends.
I guess it depends on what educational system you've gone through.
So it depends. So my last question for you is, books or hard-on learning?
Hand-on learning for me, because I'm more of a visual learner, right? I can be reading a book from like now till tomorrow, but if I don't like see it being practicalized, I will not understand it as much as I'm just like reading the book. It feels kind of like boring for me. That's just my own point of view, Sha. I don't know about others.
But you know, people that read the most, they're usually the smartest, because there's a lot of knowledge in reading.
I beg to differ. I mean, I do agree that there's a lot of knowledge in reading, but what's the point of reading without any practicality? It's just like reading a book like Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? You're reading a book about like how to manage, like how to be successful and all of that. But if you've not had any like life experience for you to actually practicalize that thing that you've read, you have the knowledge about it, but you've not been able to practicalize it in the real world, then what's the point of what you actually read?
I want to counter your question with another question. What if you have all those experiences, but you don't have the knowledge to go through the flow? Like, you have the experience, but now you have not read that Rich Dad.
Yeah, but it's against what you said. Like, you have the knowledge. It's like you need the two. From what you're saying, you need it too. But it also means that if you have the book knowledge without having, there's something called book smart and street smart.
Yes.
Exactly. So if you're book smart and you're not street smart, then go show you Lagos.
But certain things are supposed to be book smart. Like if you've read it,
you said something.
Laws of powers. You understand that your street smarts, you will bring it to somewhere and you will not even get anywhere.
You said something. I want to take a point from something you said on this segment or the segments before, where you said, what's the point of someone who doesn't have a business teaching business administration? He has that book knowledge, but he doesn't have the practical knowledge, right? Right. Exactly. Okay. So I rest my case on that.
Yeah, that's it for the questions.
Thank you very much for having me.
It was nice to have you on.
It was so nice to be on the show. Thank you so much.
So you, my audience, like Gege will say, Adino is the last comment of a fool. So do you believe you need a degree in today's world, or a skill is the key to success? And don't forget, I see you one and only celebrity boy. Peace.
Baby, you go feel the show. Baby, you go feel the show.